We're live at Big 12 Media Days at Arlington AT&T Stadium. Jimmy Skiles, Senior Executive Associate, AD at UCF. We talked yesterday. We have embraced UCF like Brigham Young and Houston and Cincinnati, and you guys have embraced this as well. It's like can't wait till next July. You have a handout card here that's filled with all sorts of information. We'll get to that. How excited is the base at UCF about the future?
Oh, man, they're so thrilled. Obviously, our fan base is so young. I think that's something that people will come to know and learn about UCF is that our average age of our alums is 41 years old, and 98% of our all-time grads are still living. So that shows how young, and there's 300 and I have it on here somewhere, 300 and something 40,000, 339,000 living alums. So there's a lot of us, and they're rowdy. They're all on Twitter, as you guys have probably experienced the UCF Twitter Mafia. And
our YouTube channel,
everybody's just so excited to be a part of this and to get to know the new Big 12 schools, new road trips. We're ready with open arms to have Big 12 schools come to visiting Orlando, and it's going to be great.
So yesterday ran into you guys. It was very cool to meet. Who was with you yesterday?
So it's myself, Eric DeSalvo, who oversees our social media. He's kind of the king of the UCF Twitter Mafia and all the trolling that's happened for years with UCF. Justin Wilson, he's our new football SID. He's 2 weeks on the job. He came from he's the director of communications at the ACC. And just joined us. And then Alex Cesarano, who oversees our marketing team, is here.
So I met some of you guys yesterday, and y'all were just kind of taking it all in, and obviously not starting till next season. But next season we'll be here, and the 4 new teams will be here. So you're kind of on a scouting mission, I guess, so to speak. What have you kind of taken in and realized and thought of the last day and a half or so?
This is big time.
Yeah.
This is big time. And you know, football coaches don't like to be caught off guard about anything, so it's been good for us to come in here with Coach Malzahn next year and Terry Mohaj, our ID. So they'll all know the landscape. We're taking lots of notes, so they know what the routine's going to be. You're going to go from here to here, and just, I mean, we're so excited just to be on this stage and to bring the team next year.
I don't know exactly how it works when the 4 schools join next year when it comes to TV revenue and also what is distributed to the new schools, but put up yesterday, Bob Bowlesby said the Big 12 had a record $42.6 million. We know that's going to change in the future. And someone from UCF said you guys were getting like $6 million from the AAC. Even if that number is not near whatever 42.6 because of the incoming schools, the agreement, whatever, what does that do to your program?
It's huge for the level that we feel like we've been able to compete on, especially in football already without that money. And you know, we live in a state where we've got Gators, we've got Seminoles, and
don't forget the Hurricanes
and the Hurricanes, and there's I think there's a little bit of lack of understanding amongst fans of what that money actually means and what that money means when it comes to facilities, when it comes to how you can take care of your student athletes and what services they have on campus, and just the whole recruiting pitch of when you have more money, you can offer more for the athletes across the board.
Yeah.
And we've already been able to compete. Our bowl win versus Florida this past year was a big statement for us, and we've been able to compete without those resources, and now to have those resources, that's why we're saying we're putting the state on notice that we're coming.
Is it fair that when schools like UCF beat Florida, or one year Texas beat Georgia, and Georgia had been the disappointment of not getting in the playoff, and then yeah, but we really didn't, we weren't full through. That, excuse my language, pissed you
off. The Sugar Bowl, Texas and Georgia,
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the people may not like this, but the SEC's never lost a game they weren't motivated for.
Yeah, that's absolutely.
So our fan base, we had a lot of players out in that Florida game too. We would have had plenty of excuses too. It is.
I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I just felt
K-State beat LSU. LSU had a ton of players out, but you know what? K-State, that was a big deal for them. It doesn't matter, you know.
It doesn't matter. You're exactly right. So all of these stats and all of this newness and how you've exploded as a school, and you know, is it almost a blur? Or does it seem like it's been walking or running in mud?
It is a blur that sometimes we have to sit back and be like, geez, look how far we've – so I graduated from UCF, and So when I started school at UCF, it was our first year in the MAC. So we've played in the MAC, we've played in Conference USA, obviously the American, and now headed to the Big 12. And I just think of how far we've come in that time. We played downtown at Citrus Bowl, then opening the stadium on campus changed everything in the culture at UCF. So our whole athletics village, new arena, and new football stadium opened in the same year, and that just changed the whole trajectory of the program. And having football on campus, you guys know it, moving the stadium closer to campus there at Baylor, it changes everything.
Mm-hmm. It does. Because we went, what was it, the North Carolina game when Baylor played North Carolina in Orlando, and it was at the
Russell
other
Athletic Bowl.
Yeah, and now it's right there in your, it's in your neighborhood. It's right there on your yard, your acreage. It's great.
Yeah, and it gives people a reason to come back to campus. It just gives people that there's nothing like being a student and waking up on a game day and the tailgates are set up and you smell the grills and you like all those the smells, the visuals, the sounds that only come from game day, and you didn't get that when we were playing at Citrus Bowl, and that's just part of your college experience, and that's what's had our fans really latch on to, like, proud to be a UCF grad. It's come with success as the wins have come in, and we graduate a ton. We say we're the future largest fan base in college athletics. So we got over 70,000 students, the highest enrollment in the country. And those people are graduating, a lot of them staying in the Central Florida region. They're investing in our program. They're investing in season tickets. We'll be sold out again for season tickets this year. Student section's over 12,000. We have about 30,000 students registered for trying to get into the games. So it is
that's a great deal there. Supply and demand.
That is right. It is a great atmosphere. We're looking at what improvements we need to do to our stadium, expand, add premium areas, but it's such a great competitive advantage. At the FBC Mortgage Stadium, we call it the bounce house because it moves, it's rocking, and it'll be fun to figure out what we need as we go down this new path of premium expansion. Is it the right size? I think the size is right. Baylor's about 45,000.
Yeah, it could get a little bit. They get the berm or whatever you call it in the end zone that can fill in, maybe a couple thousand people. But yeah, that's a good it's a perfect number.
Yeah, that's right.
It really is a good number.
Yep.
2,000-3,000 one way or the other. Any nervous energy because of UCLA and USC and what that did and how that could change the landscape? And here you've been waiting for this time, and then all of a sudden there's this kind of like you don't know.
Yeah, a little bit, but it's also I think a relief that we got in when we did.
Yeah.
I just was talking to Commissioner Bowlesby and just shaking his hand. Thank you that weren't, because there's a lot of deserving schools that the Memphises, maybe the SMUs, looking on the outside like, if we would have just been included in this last round. And so, hopefully, like everybody's talking, the Big 12 is in a position of strength right now, and we're happy to be a part of it.
Certainly seems like it would break your mark. Did you get a chance to listen to him yesterday?
Yeah.
And I think of hip and cool and trying to do all of that with the Big 12, and you're talking about the growth of UCF and the young fan base and all that, so you guys will certainly play a part. We were talking about a cool idea with Houston before we got on here, but there's all sorts of possibilities. What do you think of him and kind of this new era of Big 12 football that's kind of coinciding with you guys also coming in next year?
He was he's sharp. I got a chance to talk to him at the Rangers game last night, and just hearing his just the buzzwords of, like, this is going to be fun. We're going to be aggressive, disruptive. The brand, the content, the stuff that bringing youth and from a UCF standpoint, that is our fan base, the youth, the energy, and so our guys are like, let's go. But it is he was very impressive talking to, and it's gonna be good stuff.
Do you feel like Gus Malzahn is in a real comfortable spot now because he's at a place where he can be Gus Malzahn?
Yes. Yeah, we were telling somebody earlier, Coach and his Tommy Bahama shirt, similar to what we have on today, and watching the Auburn fans on Twitter, who is this Gus Malzahn? Like, we want this guy.
You never let him be that guy.
He is fantastic, and we're lucky to have him.
It's a hell of a story, man. And I don't know if you feel the embrace from the conference the way you are excited about your base is excited about being a part of it, but I think it's there.
Yeah,
I really do.
We feel it, and we're ready to open our arms to some fan bases coming to Orlando, and we feel like we do hospitality better than anybody in the world in Orlando. So we're excited to welcome the Big 12 fan bases into town.
Can't wait to get down there. Appreciate it, Jimmy Skiles, again, Senior Executive Associate AD at UCF, Sikkim 365 Radio and 365 Sports.